Hi guys, thank you so much for tuning in to my channel Mama Luna Wellness once again. I really appreciate everyone's support, and I really hope that my videos help you and inspire you to connect to your heart and find out your purpose. Today I want to share with you guys a little bit about my pregnancy journey. It was an absolute whirlwind of a pregnancy, but I really wanted to share some of the insights that came through and this beautiful journey that began the minute that I got pregnant. Aluna's father and I had known each other 3 months. Then I went away traveling. I worked, I traveled to India, I traveled to Thailand. I learnt a lot of beautiful ancient wisdom from those lands, from a lot of indigenous culture, made beautiful connections with indigenous people from those lands and also with the land itself, and I learnt so much when I was there. And then when I got back, we had known each other 8 months and I got pregnant straight away when I came back. But my daughter, because she knew I would freak out about it, she kept it a secret from me until I was 3 months pregnant. So it was just really strange because at the time I was having a lot of detox symptoms because I had done a lot, like a month of intense yoga and a month of intense massage training, as well as changing to a predominantly raw diet. So I thought that all of the symptoms of pregnancy were just detox symptoms, and I didn't really even think that I could be pregnant. And a little bit down the track, about a month and a half in, I got a pregnancy test and it came back negative. And I was like, oh, that's weird. But didn't really think much more about it until it was actually Aluna's grandma in Colombia that we had never met in person, or I had never met in person before, that was telling Aluna's father that I was pregnant. So then we got another one and it was definitely a positive. I was 100% that I was pregnant, and I just freaked out. I really freaked out. I didn't know what to do. We hadn't known, we'd only known each other for a year by this point. He didn't have permanent residency in this country. I just come back from traveling and studying, so I didn't have that much money, and I was just like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? This is crazy. So after a little bit of time with myself to just sit with this feeling, and he had some time with himself to just sit with this, then we came back together and shared that, we wanted to have this beautiful blessing and we wanted to bring this baby into the world, and no matter what, we were going to do that, and we were going to be a family, whatever that looked like. And that was just such a huge thing for me at the time, because I was so used to this whimsical gypsy nomadic kind of life with no responsibility except looking after myself and making sure that I was well nourished and cared for, and then going off and working a bunch so I could continue to live that life. And then all of a sudden I'm pregnant and I have to think about how am I going to be a mom and how am I going to actually bring a child into the world. And it was so crazy at the time. I just remember I cried a lot. I really cried a lot, actually. But I think after the initial shock of this, I just remember looking at a bunch of YouTube videos of what a baby looked like at that duration of pregnancy, and how big they were and everything like that. And then I remember going to the doctors and getting the first ultrasound to see the heartbeat, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And I just remember saying to my doctor, I'm not ready. And he was such a cute little man from India, and I remember him laughing at me and just saying, my darling, you never think you're ready, but God knows when you're ready. And that just really stuck with me, because it just started this huge shift for me, such a huge shift. And I guess all people have this huge shift when they find out they're pregnant, but this was just phenomenal because it really brought together my my small studies in high school of psychology and child development and the human brain with all of this stuff that I had just learnt in India about spirituality and the human soul and how we have energy bodies and how we have meridians and all of these things, and learning about energy, and brought it together in such a beautiful way of experiencing it inside myself, this growth of life. And I just remember, but at the end of this journey, it was such a beautiful moment. I remember walking up to the top of this hill near my parents' house and sitting there and watching the sunrise. And I lifted up my shirt, and I remember just being so connected with this life inside of me at that moment, that this feeling came over me of overwhelming unconditional love and joy. And there was this deep inner knowing of like, wow, this is what it feels like to create life. This is what it could feel like to be God. This is like to have this experience to create life and feel that inside of you. And it was just such an incredible experience. It wasn't always like this, you know, hormones when you're pregnant are always up and down, and there was a lot of fears I had to face through that journey as well. But I really wanted to share that beautiful ending that I came to, that really began a really big awakening of consciousness and conscious parenting and conscious pregnancies, and how everything we do really affects this little human that we're growing inside of us. And yeah, it was just such a beautiful experience that I really wanted to share that, and sort of as a beginning to a lot of videos that I'm going to be doing on parenting, but also, like I said, the fusing of spirituality and Western science and coming together in this perfect synergy of wisdom that really cultivated a lot of growth and really started this beautiful journey that I have with my daughter now, and the connection that we have. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for hearing me. I really hope that you guys can feel how much joy that I felt at the end of the pregnancy, and how much connection I had, and that I hope to inspire everyone to go on that inner journey during their pregnancy, because this feeling is available for everybody, and it's our right as women to have this beautiful experience, if we choose it, to birth in a really empowered, sacred and beautiful way. And please tune in again soon for more videos on parenting, spirituality and much more.